So my understanding is basically a priest friend of yours told you about Father Stu. What was it about his story specifically that made you want to take on this project, even finance it for a time?
Well, there was a number of reasons. I couldn't really find a reason to not want to make the movie. I think his struggle, I found so much inspiration in all the things that he overcame. And also, I've been wanting to do more with all the talents and gifts that have been bestowed upon me for the greater for the greater good of God, and how, you know, this story came to me. It was an opportunity for me to also make a love letter to the Lord and you know, to my faith, and to share Stu's story with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I saw in some of the notes that you really did see parallels in your own life with Stu's life. If you would elaborate on that, what really touched you and made you think, oh?
Well, you know, I mean, God, there's so many things. I would think towards the end, you know, his parents and what they dealt with when having to bury a child. I know my mom was never the same when my sister passed, and then my other sister passing. So for them to not really have the coping skills to deal with that sort of thing, obviously having a troubled past and really turning to God and to my faith to find direction and to really turn my life around. So there were many, many things, but I was really inspired by the way he handled things, especially the suffering that he went through and all the adversity that he faced with such dignity and grace.
Well, even in filming, you're talking about loss, and you know, everyone in Boston feels like their family with your family, loves your family, and you lost your mom. Did anything in making the film or in reflecting kind of help you during that time because you were working on this project at the same time?
Yeah, it helped me cope with the loss a lot more. I had a support system there with Jackie. You know, we were shooting 30 days. It's a pretty ambitious movie for its size and scope to shoot in that amount of time. So it was really like lots of just on the go, nonstop working. But that happened in the middle, and you know, I just tried to do my best. I always draw on all my real life experience, the good and the bad, to kind of portray a character in the most honest and sincere way. It was a challenge between that and COVID, and everybody was going through something. So hopefully this movie will help people just cope with the difficult times and to really focus on their faith and be a lot more optimistic about the future.
Well, and talking about this being a faith-based film, you're Catholic, and obviously a lot of that faith and religion is brought into the film. But if you would speak to, if someone is watching, they're Muslim, they're Jewish, you know, should I go see this film? What's the universal message?
It's a movie for everybody. This is about people. Nobody's beyond redemption. Seeing the best in people not giving up on each other, letting people know that, you know, to have hope and to have faith. We're all going through very, very difficult times right now, and this is a way to kind of help people cope with that and deal with that, and I think approach life in a new way. And Stu is also very much at work, and where he's trying to challenge everybody to be a little bit better and to do a little bit more, and find out whatever it is their calling is, as far as helping people and making the world a better place.
I know that Mel Gibson, his project, Passion of the Christ, touched you, and that he was so devoted to making the film, that you guys worked together before in Daddy's Home 2. So did you want to work with Mel specifically on this, or tell me about your friendship?
I was just asking for his advice when making the film, because I knew it was probably something that I would have to just kind of do on my own. Which is fine, because I think during the creative process you really don't want any kind of outside interference. And in a movie like this, it could, because the tone is so important, and balancing the humor and the emotion, and there is language, and you know, it's a rated R movie. It's about tough mercy and tough grace, but ultimately it's a very uplifting and inspiring story. And of course, Bill was, you know, adamant that, you know, he wanted Mel as his first choice, second choice, and third choice. So he really got a kick out of the fact that Mel was going to play him in the film.
I got it. Any message, finally, before they wrap me, to just Boston, your Boston fans, anything going on with the Mark Wahlberg Youth Foundation?
Lots of stuff going on, but you know, just happy to be home. I can't wait to share the film with everybody tonight. I'm very excited to be here.